So my name is Alberto Silvestriz, and I'm a Linux system administrator with RLCS.
Right on, man. And how long have you been at it now?
Roughly a month.
Okay, great. And tell me a little bit about your background prior to coming to Yellowtail.
So I've been all over the place, right? Straight out of high school, I went into the military as an infantryman. I retired from there due to an injury that I had in the military, and I was working on marketing and promotion. From there, I went to be an electrician, and then I ended up working at the post office, where I was working for 10 years there, and obviously needs, it was the needs at the time. I needed to provide for my family, so I just really couldn't take a step back for myself. And my wife also works for the post office, and we work at a point that we were stable enough where she knew I was not happy. I was just doing what I had to do, and she's like, why don't you go do what you love, which is IT. I've been trying to do it for years. And eventually I was able to resign my job and join the Yellowtail program.
Excellent. Well, first off, that's admirable. You did what you had to do. You took care of your family and everything. I think that's extremely important, but I'm certainly glad you had the opportunity to follow your dreams and follow your passion. Now, did you have any IT experience prior to coming to Yellowtail?
No, I've been always very passionate about the IT world, so all my experience was self-taught, and it wasn't that technical. Linux, I just knew it by name. I never interacted with it.
You knew how to spell it.
Yeah, I knew how to spell it. And so it was interesting, right? I talked to Juby as I was working still on the post office, I remember. And I was very excited. And then when I told him the hours I was working on the post office, he's like, listen, those hours are the school hours, so this probably is not gonna work for you. So it was scary to have to quit my job to do this, right? Because
sure,
you're pretty much like saying goodbye to a good source of income, because the post office, all in all, is a nice source of income.
Sure.
And it was scary just kind of jump the boat just like that,
Yeah, sometimes, we get complacent, we have that security of knowing that everything is there. And that's probably why a lot of people, end up not being able to follow their dreams. And it's tough. It's definitely a leap of faith. In your case, how long did it take you to find a job after completing the program?
So all in all, I want to say it was less. Well, it was actually a year all in all, from program to internship to landing a job. I started the program actually, now that I think about it, it was exactly the 1 year mark. I began the Yellowtail program on July 26th. I got a job on July 26th.
Oh, wow. And has your financial status improved since completion?
Definitely. My first paycheck was 3 times what I was making every 2 weeks on the post office.
Wow. Congratulations.
So I kind of tripled my income, and just to throw it out there, the job I got was a little below what I would have landed, but just the experience I'm getting is just, I couldn't pass it away saying yes to that job, because
sure,
the experience I'm getting is really good.
Well, and that experience is going to catapult you up and beyond the amount that you had hoped for. So it's just a matter of continuing to do a great job, and I'm sure you'll be recognized for that.
Definitely. Actually, I already been approached by my boss. He kind of wanted to test my skills. Is what he wanted to make sure, he wanted to test my skills and make sure that I was somebody he wanted to keep around. And he said in 3 months we were gonna get together to structure basically my pay.
Excellent.
so I could get what a actual sysadmin should be getting. But
That's awesome, man.
nevertheless, I mean, I'm making 3 times as much as I was making, so it's a win-win, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So how did Yellowtail prepare you for this journey, you know, getting your certification and all of that?
Well, definitely, I want to say that the Yellowtail program, all in all, it does a great job preparing you for the exam, right? They are very knowledgeable. All their instructors are very knowledgeable. They're very approachable. And if you stick to the program and don't try to do your own thing and just follow the guidelines that the program gives you, you will pass that certification hands down. That's the first step, right? Getting everybody their certification. After that, just the ability to put you through an internship where you're gonna experience all like these other softwares that we utilize to monitor our Linux systems and to work on a actually development and production environment. It prepares you to get more knowledge about your job. So when you go to these interviews, you're just not talking out of pocket, how they like to say, you know, you're just not spitting stuff out that you just read. You actually have interact with these environments on a development and production environment and like deploy all these applications and systems. So it lets the employer know that you have some hands-on experience, right? Which it might not line up with what they're doing, but since you have that experience, you're a very teachable person. For example, in my case, we're dealing with a lot of enterprise level firewalls, which is something I was not exposed through the internship, right? But the fact that I was able to work with vSphere and deploy IPA clients, like all this knowledge is kind of transferable because you have the experience on the system. It's just a matter of teaching you a new trick, right? Like how to put a new trick into production, basically on the system.
Yeah, and having that solid foundation to stand on made it a lot easier to make that transition.
Definitely. I mean, the foundation that the Yellowtail program gives you, I mean, basically taking you from the basics concept in Linux all the way to 100%, you know, where if somebody's talking to you about logs, like, you know, what the right directories to go and everything like that, like you don't have to research that kind of stuff because you have a very solid foundation of everything that revolves about the Red Hat Linux Enterprise OS, nice. Right, operating system.
Now, did Yellowtail also help you on the career side as far as helping to prepare you for entry into the workforce?
Definitely. I mean, having the mock interviews is such a big help, especially like me. I'm a very shy person when it comes to interviews. I overthink it. I try to over prepare and I become a mess.
I think like most people.
Also, I received a lot of help getting my LinkedIn profile set up, my resume, how to structure my resume. And the most important part is that they don't do it for you. They prepare you so you can do it yourself. That way, as you keep growing on your career, now you have these skills that you can, that is, I mean, it adds value to you as a professional, right? As you keep learning new skills now at job, you can go and write your own resume and make it look professional so you can be appealing to other jobs.
Nice. I got one last question for you, Alberto. In your words, what does it take to succeed and have a career in IT?
Well, perseverance, dedication, passion is a big one, and definitely you have to commit, right? It's a big commitment. Not only going through the program, like I think a lot of people, right, that goes not to the Yellowtail program, but through any program, They just think, okay, I just do this on a certain days. No, it's definitely a commitment. It's not just your classes, it's putting practice after classes, everything that you've been taught. You just gotta practice, 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 and just be willing to learn. If you're willing to learn and listen, you will succeed on this field. Being proactive also, like you gotta be proactive. Like, can't wait for everyone to teach you everything. You gotta go and try to learn, try to educate yourself on all these technologies. So when somebody asks you to do something, you can always ask informed questions because you have a certain amount of knowledge of what they want you to do as well.
I think they call that passion, man. If you're passionate about doing it, it comes easy. And sometimes putting that work in is just a labor of love.
Definitely. And I think IT is a field that you gotta love what you do in order to succeed on it. I think that comes with any field, right? If you love what you do, you're gonna be successful. But on the IT field, since it's just constantly changing, like every day, every month, something new comes out, you gotta be willing to have that dedication. You gotta love it so you can keep learning.